Pump the beat, goddammit. Pump the beat.
Punish. Conquer.
Music to ballroom culture is like life itself. You know, in order to have a beat, you know, you gotta have the right beat to come out. The right beat would make you feel it. It was all about the beats and the moments and the ensemble. I'm from one of the original four houses that started it all. So, I mean, from that era, there were certain songs that always set the tone and set the pace for every ball. Every time you went to a ball, you knew you were gonna hear Love Is the Message, Love Hangover, you know, and they use Love Hangover that do, 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 do. You know, that was the right part for you to come out. You know, you knew your outfit had to be over, you were over. And they usually always play that for legendary kids that hit the floor. Those were certain songs that you knew when you heard, oh my God. And then of course the voguing categories had certain songs, Ding Dada, the original by George Crabbe. But then, you know, the newer kids know about Kevin Aviance, you know, and Cunty. You know, that was another one the kids was feeling. So certain songs required certain motions and certain beats. And then, of course, you had the legendary DJs, Larry Levan, who did stuff with Gwen Guthrie. You know, Padlock, and, you know, it's, you know, ain't nothing going on but the Ren, you know, Peter Butter. And when they would remix those songs, the kids would use those for ballroom. Thank God for those music, you know, songs for the Paradise Garage, Studio 54, Sound Factory, you know, all of those places, tracks. You know, of course, those were the songs that we used for the ballroom.
What sounds are distinct to the ballroom?
Beats, lyrics, you know, divas who sing, you know, it's all about, you know, the ballroom. You want a singing girl to come behind, you want something powerful as you're walking out, you know, so you want, or just something that sets the tone. It's all about that boom, 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 boom. You know, that beat that just gets the kids to the floor, get them like chanting. So it's a lot of times those kind of chanting songs, you know, that kind of chant and get the crowd going. It all kind of mixed with the African, goes back to where we all begin, you know, where it all begins, those African tribal beats. You know? So it's that ritual kind of stuff. I think it wakes up our spirit of the motherland and all of us, you know, and it's just something about those beats and the music and the, whew. And, you know, and I think about, you know, you talk about music and I cannot, without leaving you, talk about the importance of how the Latinx music and how salsa played a role in ballroom. You know, I remember the kids coming out off of Cellular Cruise. So because of those beats and the Afro-Cuban beats, we used to use that. When you talk about, when I talk about them beats, we don't talk about when you hear the kids voguing to, they call him Cuban beats. I'm the king of the rumba beats. Go boom shaka laka, boom shaka. And the kids be voguing to that. They took that song, which was an old song that they used to play back in a lot of those Cuban clubs in LA or the Cuban clubs in New York and lower Manhattan especially. You know, in those places, in those little clubs, I mean, balls were held in places like the Savoy Ballroom, the Cotton Club. You know, I mean, we were mainstream before mainstream. And then sometimes they would play classical music. The kids, they would mix a classical tune where they would come for grand prize and the kids would give a night at the opera. They would pull out some Beethoven, some Bach, some Chopin. You know, we are cultured children, you know, understand that the gays are cultured children. People just see one thing and think, oh, all those people are, from a certain kind of background. No, they're not. These people come from a wealth of history, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of education. Many have degrees and have careers prior or during ball, but now they look at it differently because now it's mainstream.
Would you say the implementation of these people's music helped some of these singers and musicians become gay icons?
Well, I think they were always gay icons, always, Patti LaBelle, Thelma Houston, Melba Moore, Martha Wash, Sylvester, those were songs that were gay anthems. And of course, those were always going to be played at the ball because those were icons who we loved, we supported and supported us. And the music, it's the writing, the lyrics. You think about I Was Born This Way, Carl Bean.
I'm happy, I'm carefree, and I'm gay. I was born this way.
The remix, because a lot of people don't know that was recorded before Carl Bean. Carl Bean remixed it and made it more clubbish.
I was born this way. I love you, and even you.
All about remixes. Certain songs, when the kids get a hold of them and remix them, like Love Break. Love Break was, oh my God. The first time I heard Love Break, oh my God, it was amazing. Love Break, and they had so many versions of Love Break. They would mix it so it would play 25 minutes long. So the kids would be voguing and carrying on to Love Break like it was they was doing gymnastics, so it was amazing. So it was all about the beats, the rhythm, the moment. Music played a very important role in ballroom. You had to know, you would go to the DJ and say, wait, let the other girls walk. Let them all go out. Yes, but don't play this record. Play this record when I hit the floor. So it's all about that. It was all about those moments.
On the opposite of that, how has ballroom culture influenced music?
Well, the kids are always on the forefront of everything. I remember when, turning around and Phyllis Hyman would be sitting in the ballroom. LL Cool J would be in the ballroom. They would bring, because they knew other kids in the industry, they would bring people that they worked with, or people would come. And then Madonna, I remember meeting Madonna when she had black hair and she was a little young girl in the Sound Factory, hanging out with the House of Extravaganza. People think just voguing started with Madonna. When you saw that video, it did not. Liz Torres was one of the first to have the ballroom kids. Then it was Jody Watley. Then Queen Latifah, Diana Ross, Robin S. Think of all of that. It laid the foundation, those artists, those songs that are now staples in ballroom. But music, it went hand in hand. Music, ballroom, film, television.
I remember someone said they would, before they would release a song, they would take it to the clubs or to the ballrooms. And if it was a hit there, they knew they had something that the masses would like.
And they did. The underground always set the tone. The underground clubs, the underground scene, ballroom. So many songs broke in the underground clubs and in ballroom before it became mainstream. So, you think about that. That's why so many artists became so big, because of the LGBT community. Bring it to the children, and the children say, if we like it and we put our stamp of approval, you have now won.
I appreciate all of my gay support for the last, how many years? Well, the last 25, 30 years that I've been performing. I've had a gay following, and if I went out one night and saw the audience and it was all straight, I would cry.